Well, hello and welcome again to our reading of the Greek New Testament, and we're reading at the moment Matthew's Gospel, and we're in chapter 25 and we're up to verse 14, the parable of the talents, which occurs also in Luke's Gospel. Hos per ga anthropos apodemon ekalesen tous idios durus, kai per edo kenautois ta hup archon ta autou. For likewise, so this is in comparison with the earlier parable. So for in like manner, or likewise, anthropos, a man, apodemon, this literally is to go away from the demos, from the land. Demos originally meant land. It came to mean people. We get democracy, rule of people, but the original meaning of demos was actually a land or place. So apodemon is from apodemeo. It means to go abroad, to leave the land, to go away on holidays, to go abroad. So likewise also, a man going abroad, ekalesen, he calls his own servants, he calls his own slaves or servants, and he called his own servants and he gave to them ta hupakon ta autou. Hupaka means the basic meaning of this is to exist, and hence this is a neuter plural participle here, meaning the things which existed for him, so that is his possessions. So he gave to him his possessions. Kai hoi men, now we get hoi men and hoi de along here. So to the one, on the one hand, edo ken from didomi, he gave 5 talents. Hoi de duo, hoi de hen. And without repeating all of this, the Greek simply says to another one, understand he gave 2 talents, and to another one he gave 1. Hekasto kataten idian dunamon, to each one according to his own dunamis. We might translate that as ability here, to his own ability or capability. Literally, dunamis is power, but it's got a range of meanings. Kai apedemesen, here's the verb we had up here as a participle. Here it is as a main verb, and he went abroad. Euthios, Paruthes hot tapente talanta labon ergasato enautois kai ekedesen alapente. Now you can see from the punctuation that the editor here has put the full stop here. Others might put the full stop here and take the euthios with the verb here. But reading what's written here, so immediately hot, and that's going to go with the participle labone from lambano. The one having taken or perhaps received or taken the 5 talents, immediately having gone, ergaseto en autois. Now this is an idiom here. This is from ergasdomai en autois. It means something like he traded with them. He set to work with them. It's a classical use of this idiom, and it's a very technical use of this word. So this is just idiomatic. He made use of them. He traded with them. Kai ekodesen ala pente. Now this is an irregular aorist. If you're looking this one up, it's from kerdino, and the aorist is just ekerdesan. It's not a contract verb. It is from kerdino, alpha iota nu. It means to gain. So he gained another 5. So immediately he having got the one having the 5 talents, having gone out, he traded with them and he increased it by 5 talents. He gained 5 talents. Hosutos, likewise, the hot ta duo, the one having 2, increased it, ekerdasen again, ala duo, he increased it by another 2, he gained another 2, literally, he gained another 2, Hode to hen labon, apelthon oroxen gen, kai ekrupsin ton agurion to kuriu autu. And the one, having taken the one understand talent, apelthon having gone off, oruxen is from orusso. Oruxen from orusso is to dig. So literally he dug the land, so he dug a hole. He dug the land, kai ekrupsen, from crypto, and he hid the silver of his master. Meta de polin chronon erkatai hokurios ton dulon akenon, kai sunaire logon meta ton. And after a long time, the master of these slaves, of these servants, erkatai, comes, kai sunaire logon. Now, this is not a classical idiom. It's, it's literally he raised together a logon and a cup. So, generally translated is he took a reckoning with them. So he made a reckoning, literally he raised a reckoning with them. This particular use of this word here in this context with logon doesn't appear to be occurring elsewhere, and it's not classical. So it must be just a local idiom. Kai proselthon, and having come, hot ta pente talanta labon, proseniken ala pente talanta legon. Curie penta talanta moi pro per edocas, idi ala pente talanta ekedesa. So the one having the 5 talents, having come, this is from prospero, so he offered, so he brought, or perhaps he brought pros in addition, so he brought as well another 5 talents, legon, saying, Curie, O master, you gave to me 5 talents, ide, behold, ekede, said is that irregular aorist from kurdino again, I increased it by another 5 talents. So I gained, perhaps better, I gained another 5 talents. Efe autu hokurios autu, and his master said to him, you, very good. Dule agathe kai piste, lots of vocatives here. So a good and faithful slave or servant. Interestingly, we're getting this doulos, which we often translate as slave, but it probably doesn't have quite the same meaning as slave in English. It is more in the sense of servant here. Epiologi es pistos. Now the ace is the second person singular from the imperfect of Amy. So you were pistos, faithful, epioliga, over little things, over small things. Epipollon se katasteso, I will appoint you over many things. One of the many uses of epi here with the genitive, and this is from kathistemi, which has again a variety of meanings, but here I will put you in charge of, which is one of the standard meanings of kathistemi, to establish over. Eselthe est tenkaran tu kuriusu, enter into the joy of your master. Proselthon, in brackets de, kai hota duo talanta epen, curie duo talanta moi pro edica, par edocas, ide alla duo talanta ekedese. The one having the 2 talents said, O master, you have given to me 2 talents. Behold, I gained 2 talents, 2 other 2 talents. So I gained a further 2 talents. Efe auto hokurios autu, and his master said to him, you, good. Dule agathi kai piste, the vocatives again, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over little things, over small things. I will establish you over many things. Enter into the joy of your master. So just a repetition of the lines above. Proselthon de kai ho to hen talanton elephos apin. And the one having the one talent came. It's the hot goes with the participle, which is elephos here. The ones above, they used the a different participle. Here they're using elephos. This is the perfect participle from Lambano. Perfect participle from Lambano. So the one having taken the one talent, he said, Kyrie, O master, egnon se hotis skleros e anthropos. I knew you, that you were a harsh man. So we'd say in English, I knew that you were a harsh man. The Greek says, I know you, that. Classical Greek would have used a participle here. Biblical Greek just uses hoti. So I know you, that you are a skleros is hard, almost hard-nosed here, man. The prefix skleros often used in modern medicine for something which is hard, when skin becomes tough and hard and so on. So skleros, hard or harsh. Therisdon hopu u esperas. Theristo is to harvest. This is a participle here. So harvesting where you did not sow, from sparo. Kai sun agon hothen u diascorpisas. And gathering, from sunago, participle, from where. This is from diascorpisdo, to scatter. So and gathering where you did not scatter, that is, scatter the seeds of grain. Kai phobethes apelthon ekrupsaton talanton su entege. And having become frightened, so in fear, apelthon, having gone off, ekrupso, from crypto, I hid your talent in the ground, in the earth. Ide, behold, ekes toson, you have that which is yours. Apekrithes de hokurios auto epen auto, and his master having answered said to him, Ponere dole kai oknere. You wicked, and now okneros has a range of meanings. It can mean irksome, lazy, troublesome. Troublesome is more the classical meaning here, I think. So you wicked and troublesome or lazy, perhaps slave or servant. Aides, this is from oida, this is the second person, past tense from oida. So you knew that. There's that verb therisdo again. I harvest, or I reap. Hopu, where I did not sow. Kai sunago, and I gather from where I have not scattered. Now it is a question here, and there's debate about whether it's a question. You can see from the apparatus criticus. So taking it as a question, so did you not know that I harvest where I have not sown, and I gather from where I did not scatter? Ede se un balein ta aguria mu tois trapezitais. It was necessary. This is the past tense from day with the infinitive. It is necessary. This is the past tense of this. So it was necessary, therefore, for you. Balein, literally to throw, but perhaps to put. Often ballo is used in a weaker sense. So to put ta aguria mu, my silver, perhaps money. Agurion in the singular is silver, and aguria in the plural in New Testament Greek often simply means money. Tois trapezitais. This is from trapezites, first declension masculine noun, literally one who sits at a table, and hence a banker. Interesting that at this stage there were banks of some sort, or places where you could put your money, which would then be lent out at interest, which is an interesting phenomenon. I think generally not practiced except in Israel. I don't think it was a very common practice to have these banks or people lending out money at interest. It was not a common practice. Anyway, it was necessary, therefore, for you to put my money in, or to give my money to the bankers. Kai Elthon, and having come, I, ekomisamein, this is from komisdomai, or komisdo, this is in the aorist middle here. It means to carry off, so I would have carried off for myself, it's middle, so I would have taken, and it's got an arm here, so I would have taken to emon, that which is mine, sun toko, along with interest. Now this is a fascinating word, this tokos here. So tokos, interest, with interest on money. This word is connected with, is derived from the verb tikto, to give birth to. And so interest is money which is been given birth to by other money. So money which gives birth to money. And we get this tokos connected with tikto, so with interest. Areta un apautu ta talanten kai doti to ekonti ta deca talanta. Therefore, now this is spoken to some other third party here, and it's a second person plural from Iro, so he's speaking to his other servants. So take, from Iro, take from him the talent, kai doti, and give it to ekonti, to the one having the 10 talents. For to the one having everything, panti, dothe satai is aorist, sorry, I should say, is future passive from didoni. It will be given to, so it will be given to the one who has everything. Kai perisuthesatai, this again is future passive from perisuo. Now perisuo means to abound, and it's an intransitive verb, so you don't normally put intransitive verbs into the passive. We don't really have an English form for this. So literally something like perhaps causative, he will be caused to increase or to abound. And you can look up various translations as to how they deal with that. But literally it will be, so for the one who has everything, understand more will be given, and he will be caused to abound further. Something like that for this one here from perisuo, and it's the future passive. Tu de me ekontes. Now we get 2 plus the infinitive here, so that it's probably is like a hina clause here, but no, it's not that. Actually, it's going to be a sort of ablatival genitive here, I think. So, but from the one who does not have. Yeah, so it's that ablatival use of the genitive, which often has the sense of from. So here, from the one who does not have, kai ha eke, even what he has, even that which he has, thesatai abautu, it will be taken from him. Future passive from iro. So that's a rather tricky use. You don't see that ablatival use of the genitive with a participle here in quite the same way as you would in classical Greek. So it's again literally from the one who does not have, even that which he has, it will be taken from him. kai ton akreon doulon ek valati est skotos to exoteron. And again, he's speaking to some cohort of slaves here. So he says, throw out, kick out, also this akreon, this useless doulos, this useless servant. Es to skotos. Notice skotos is a neuter noun here. Its third declension. Into the outer darkness. Eke, there will be weeping and hobrugmos, gnashing of teeth. We've seen that expression used earlier in Matthew's Gospel. And that's the second part of chapter 25.